Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of the Bonus Builders trailer build. In this episode, I take you through the process of building these tool cubbies and my battery storage slash charging station. I actually made some mistakes on it, so let me show you what happened. Since I don't have a square for my track, it makes everything 10 times more difficult. So I use my framing square to square things up, which I know is not the most ideal situation for me, but it works. So we're gonna keep going with that. I know I need the third touch up. There's something else in it. Hold it for a second. Over. What I need to do next on these tool cubbies is I need to dado all the slots for the dividers, but I don't actually own a router. I do own a dado stack for my table saw, but it seems a little too dangerous, and at least on the table saw, I could probably do the middle ones in like a foot out or something, but I just don't feel comfortable running a dado blade on a piece 2 inches from the end, overhanging, 54 inches or whatever. So that just doesn't feel safe, and this one is even bigger. So what I've done now is I've set my shelf jig to build the battery storage. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get that done. Had to make sure that I was doing the right piece. So I can guess myself there for a second. I've gotten all my holes drilled for my shelving. Now I'm ready to assemble it, but I do want to get these sanded first. So I'm gonna do that first. I'm back from sanding. Now we're gonna repeat the assembly process like we did with the drawers. Alright, well, I got the battery storage built, or assembled, I guess. The only thing left to do, I need smaller screws. I need to fasten this retainer shelf, and I need the pins for the shelving that I can actually put a screw through, so that, because right now with these pins that I have, they're just going to slide right out as soon as I hit the first turn. I have the other shelf right here, and the other shelf will go something like that. So I'll be able to have plenty of storage for batteries, miscellaneous items, things like that. So here's what I've decided on the first tool cubby, and probably the rest of them, is I'm going to assemble them. I'm going to pre-drill, assemble, do everything I need to get them together, because at the end of the day, if it's pre-drilled, pre-assembled, and everything like that, in the future, I probably just won't install them into the trailer. And in the future, all I'll have to do is take the screws out, and then I'll be able to router out my dados. At least in the meantime, I'll be able to start throwing my tools in there and start getting organized. Okay, well, I got this first cubby assembled. So this is going to be the base of the cubbies for more of the hand tools. And what I'm realizing is it's a bit small. This is only 9.5. I'll be able to store my tools, but I'm not going to be able to have a battery on them. So this is the intention of it. Obviously with the dados and the separators, the dividers, it will, be divided. That's essentially what we're going for. And for now, this is all I'm going to do. And in the future, I'll take it back apart, I'll run my dados, and I'll build my dividers. What I'm also noticing is that it kind of dips right here in the middle. I'm thinking about putting a spreader, taking a similar piece that's 3/4 by 3/4, and then creating a post in the center of it, and then just put one screw into it, and that'll help support the weight of the top. On top of this is going to be the other the other tool cubby and the battery storage. We have some minor issues right here at the curvature of the corner. I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet, so more to come on that. But you see the idea that the batteries come in right here. Obviously this shelf isn't in place yet, but that's how it's going to be. I did see another tool trailer video where they had 3D printed battery stuff right here. The only problem I see with that, being that my bottom layer is so small, that if I put a battery rack right here, I might not be able to get my larger drills. So I'd probably only be able to put it, a certain area. Well, that's one of 2 boxes done. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. These are actually quite heavy. I wasn't expecting that when I lifted it up. You probably heard it in my breath. Recording all this takes a bunch of data, and I already recorded the first one, so I'm just gonna get the second one done. Well, we got the second one done. Got the second one built, and now we're gonna go install them. Number 1 installed. So far, it's in place, but I haven't fastened it to the wall or anything. I did get a new assortment of screws for fastening to the wall. For now, this is how they're gonna get installed. Once I purchase a router, I'll run the dados for the dividers, and then we'll go from there. Well, everyone, made a stupid mistake. Up right here is my track saw, my pass load 30-degree nailer, and my impact driver. So what I didn't account for was this stop of getting your tools in and out, because this is the retention that keeps the tools in. Once you have dividers, obviously, that'll keep it from the side-to-side action, but this is what stops it from flying out. So I thought I measured for it to be large enough for my biggest tools, but I did not account for the pass load. I measured my Milwaukee nailer, which my Milwaukee nailer fits in here, but it's tight, and it's a little bit of a struggle to get it over this 3.5 inch stop. So, like, obviously it fits, but it's too tight. Let's see, it's almost there. It's just barely. So I have to plunge the saw a little bit, get it underneath, and then it fits no problem. But I don't like that. It should just be an easy in and out. On the other side of things, this is my lower tool storage, which is going to be like impact drivers, drills, all the hand tools that you use. The impact driver will fit, but if the stop wasn't there, then it fits, but not with the battery. So it fits with my 3.0 batteries, but not with my 5.0 batteries, which I don't want to have to take the battery off every single time, because sometimes I just want to be able to grab the tool and use it with a battery already on it. That's creating too many steps. And for my drill, I can get it out, but it's like, obviously this isn't fixed in place, but with the tool retention stop, it makes it a real tight fit. So I don't really enjoy that. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to make it a 1/2 inch taller to be 10 inches, which means I'll have to modify the battery storage. And then modifying that one causes me to modify the top one. So yeah, that's where we're at right now with all of this. I thought I accounted for everything, but I didn't. Whatever, stupid mistakes. Anyways, I'll stop talking and we're going to modify these. Well, I got the lower tool cubby modified, and it does fit the impact driver now with a little bit more difficulty than I want, but I can't go any higher than what it is right now. It is what it is. I'm happy with it. It doesn't come out, perfectly, but with a slight tilt, and it's not a big deal. My impact driver is probably going to live on my tool bags because it's a tool that you use all the time. So I'm not super concerned about it, but now the drill goes in with no problem, and that's much more enjoyable. I'm going to build the center support next, and then we'll move on to the upper cabinets. I'm just going to get this one taken care of in a couple of claps. The second level of cubbies is installed now, but there's a couple of issues that I still need to resolve. Now I have to change the height of this third cubby, which I actually might change what I do with this. I'm only going to have an 8.5 inch cubby here if I go with another cubby, which you can't put much in an 8.5 inch cubby. I just don't think it's going to be as useful as I want it to be. What I'm considering doing is putting my totes up here and then building something else over there rather than my tote storage that I had in my head. So I'm going to test fit one right now. Alright, well that doesn't work. Okay, well guys, I'm just going to wrap it up on episode 3 for these tool storage cubbies. I got a little bit left to do. I have to still trim that backside, but I can't find my tin snips. My garage is a mess, so it kind of makes sense. So what I'm going to end up doing to finish this off is I'll probably put a divider on this one because it's so tall, it needs a little bit of added support. And then I'll screw these together and then fasten them to the wall. When I buy a router, I'll just do a follow-up video about finishing up the dividers and cutting the dividers. So for now, well, I think what I'll do too, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, consider subscribing, leaving a like or a comment. And if you are more interested in shorter format, then you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok.